Oscar Piastri. I know Lando's going to get the plaudits, and that's quite right in the sense that Lando did finish second in the end. Piastri did drop off towards the end, but I've genuinely been really impressed with him in the first half of the season so far, matching Lando, who we've all considered to be probably the best driver in the midfield about 3 years now. Season 1, spent a year out, a lot of pressure after the Alpine's fiasco.
Yeah,
he's actually been very good in terms of pace, in my opinion.
No, 100%. Piastri's put on a right shift today. Like, as you said, he was in P2 for quite a while. I can't remember exactly how many laps. Someone will correct me.
Like Lando just undercut him, innit?
Yeah.
So he would have kept hold.
No, exactly. Yeah. But then towards the end, it kind of shows maybe his inexperience or something along those lines. But I don't know if it was tyres or something or other. He started to drop back, and Norris pretty much kept it consistent. So maybe there is still a bit more of a learning curve for him to go there. But he's definitely shown real promise that eventually he will be up there. Whether he'll be championship contender in the future, yet to be decided. I've not made up my mind yet, but he's definitely going to be up there fighting for more higher positions if he has a car under him, for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely already come in and done what Ricciardo couldn't do, which is match or even be as close to Norris as possible. So if Norris is third, he's fourth. If second, he's third. And today I don't know what happened in that last stint. He kind of just dropped back.
Yeah.
Lewis caught him quite easily, and then I think he ended up like 20 seconds back after that with 10 left to go.
Yeah, that one final stint. Which was weird because he'd been on the mediums already in the race, and he was fine.
Yeah, I mean, it was on like 7 laps ish, older tyres than Hamilton, and Hamilton was able to like breeze past him.
Yeah. Even Leclerc was like 2 seconds off him by the end.
Yeah.
Ferrari had been like nowhere already.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's weird for Piastri. Like, as you say, he comes in with a weird aura around him. Like, he's not a rookie that comes in without any pressure. Like, sometimes a rookie, a bit like Logan Sargent comes in this season.
Sorry, I just slipped out.
Nick De Vries wasn't a rookie. Yeah. In his own words.
It was very clear that he didn't want to be seen as a rookie.
But like, if you correspond it to Logan Sargent, say, who's also another rookie that's come in this season, there's no pressure on Logan Sargent. Like, he was a Williams driver beforehand. He's come through the Williams system. He's come through from F2. He didn't win F2 or anything like that, but he's just come into that Williams seat and there's no real pressure.
Yeah. Just be American.
Yeah. Oscar Piastri took his career into his own hands, which I absolutely love. Like, Alpine were like, we can maybe get you a Williams seat. And he was like, nah. I'm just going to leave then, and did, and then was announced as an Alpine driver and was also like, nah, don't fancy it.
Funniest day. It might have been the funniest F1 Twitter day ever.
Literally, so that then puts an incredible amount of pressure on him, and the fact that he'd won Formula 2, and the fact that he was coming in to replace Daniel Ricciardo. Like, Daniel Ricciardo, even though he was struggling at McLaren, is still an 8-time Grand Prix winner, is someone who is established on the Formula 1 grid. And the fact that he's overcome all of that is really, really impressive. All right, he's not quite there yet. He's not like obliterating Lando Norris. Like, if he'd have come in, he was beating Lando, we'd all be like, wow, what on earth is this?
What is going on?
But like, he's at least, as you said, like touching him. He's finishing just behind Lando pretty much every single Grand Prix.
He's just that guy. Like,
he's that guy.
He can just choose where he wants to go and then go and perform wherever he wants. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how he progresses, especially over like next season, because this season, nowadays in general, rookies don't get a lot of time to develop. They don't get a lot of time to test preseason, and then that obviously doesn't really help when they're trying to make progress at the start, and everyone's onto them like, oh, why are these guys not performing? It's like, well, because you haven't given them enough time to do so. So I'm really excited to see what he can do against Lando.
And he also missed out on that Alpine testing time as well, because of the antics of the track.
They put him in jail.
He just disappeared off the face of the earth for about 6 months.
There was like a picture of he was at like Abu Dhabi for like the final Grand Prix of the season last year. And he posted a picture, and it genuinely looked like, I think there was like bars on the window. It genuinely was like fearful for his like safety. It's like blink twice.
Yeah, if you're okay.
Nice man. But he's done well. I think that obviously he was very unlucky. I think at the start of the season, I remember the Saudi Arabian race where McLaren actually looked all right, and then Lando got damage, and that damage then flew into Piastri and damaged his car. I was like, guys, just wrap it up. This is great. But then since the car's actually, been a bit more drivable, and obviously, again, he's had 2 chances to score good points and be good in qualifying. And at Silverstone, boom, 1 place behind Lando. That's really the max you can expect.
Yeah.
Here, 1 place behind Lando. Obviously, was right behind Lando for most of the race, and it just fell apart at the end. But it's impressive.
He'll get there. He'll get that consistency eventually, but just needs to take a few notes from Norris for a minute.
Yeah. It's a good teammate to have as well, man.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Thinking about it, compare the Norris and Piastri matchup with the Hamilton and Bottas matchup.
Yeah.
Pretty similar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My opinion.
It's like overall ability, yeah.
Yeah, ability and like how far, like percentage-wise, like pace comparison. I reckon Piastri has a bit more to go before reaching Bottas's level. But if they were to keep that driver pairing and get the car up there, then that could be really, really good for next year when they go for constructors and drivers.
I think it's going to be really important for McLaren that they do keep that performance because that is such a young, high ceiling driver lineup.
Yeah.
That if you don't deliver the car, they will just go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Depends.
I know Lando has been associated to McLaren for ages, but like if Red Bull came knocking and McLaren were 6th in the Constructors' Championship,
Oh, yeah, I'd take it.
there's only one decision to make.
Yeah.
I think the thing with Oscar is like he's in that period now where he can really kick on, and it's like, does he become, as you say, like a Bottas or like an Ocon? I also feel like sits in that category, like really, really good midfield driver, or does he go into the like Leclerc category? Does he go into like the Russell category, like that driver that if you feel like was in the right team in the right car could actually win a championship? And like this is the point where like over the rest of this season, and I feel like a second season is where you really start to see that. Like when we started to see George Russell in a Williams start to qualify consistently well, or when we saw
he should not have been doing.
Absolutely.
or like that first season with Charles Leclerc where he was in the Alfa Romeo and just outperforming it, and then came into the Ferrari and was also outperforming Sebastian Vettel. It's like, okay, you've really kicked on now and you've put yourself in that like upper category. And then there's like the proper top level. Like, does he get to Hamilton, Verstappen level? We'll have to wait and see. Like you can never really predict that up until a point. Like they're just phenomenal. They're just like of a different category on their own.
Where would you guys rate Norris right now on the current grid?
I think he's in there with Leclerc and Russell for me.
Leclerc and Russell.
Like if he was in, I feel like if he was in the Mercedes car, he'd do as well, if not better than Russell right now.
Yeah, I think. In terms of the overall 20, I'd say top 4.
Yeah, solid. No, yeah.
I think he's Champions League. I'm not going to lie.
I don't think you can put him above Verstappen or Hamilton.
No.
But he's
eventually,
in that
maybe, but for the minute, no. He's in
But that is like it. And then I guess if you want to say Alonso, but obviously it's just hard to judge Fernando because of Stroll, in my opinion.
And
Fernando is always
yeah.
just an elite driver, obviously.
Yeah.
But pinpointing it right now in comparisons like the rest of the grid is always a little bit tough because you don't quite know the actual borders of that aspect.
And I think if you think about Lando as well, he's been in a McLaren car that's been tricky to drive.
Yeah.
And like he was the only midfield car to get a podium last year. Like he was the only guy outside of the top 3 teams to pick up a podium.
Yeah.
And like he's been right on the fringe. Like you think about Monza. All right, Daniel Ricciardo won that race, but he was right there behind him.
Yeah.
Russia, had it not rained, he would have won that Grand Prix. Like he's pushing the upper limits of that McLaren car pretty much all the time.
Yeah. I don't think there's ever really a Grand Prix weekend you look at Lando's performance and go, you could have done a bit more, mate.
Unless it's like, something happens to him. But generally, if he's like, it's a clean race and he's just good, then he's always or consistently up there. And then amongst, as much as the car will allow him. And even today, like managed to hold off Perez. Again, P2, 2 P2s in a row. That's no mean feat. I think the only other drivers to do that are Lewis and Fernando.
What, this season?
Multiple P2s.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's actually a point, yeah.